I'm going to say hello and welcome to Love
Hi.
Lounge. This is I think, our 47th class, which is,
Wow.
I know,
Congratulations.
yeah, and I'm really happy to be here. My name is Michelle Whiteside. I'm a mental wellness practitioner, and I help people get what they want. And that can be various things, but we have to set a stage with our own operating system to be able to build that. So this is all about self-love because everything comes back to that. Everything self-love, from boundaries to self-sabotage to gratitude to relationships to business. It all comes back to Leave Roads Lead to Oz. So thank you for joining
Exactly.
us. And I'm going to start with, basically, usually I play the song unwritten, but I'm not doing that this morning. I am going to start the usual way, and we will go through the format of Love Thyself Lounge. So we first start with a little moment of grounding to bring ourselves here and to start our session um, from the right place of our minds, right? From the back, not necessarily from the front. So if you'll close your eyes with me for a minute and take a very big, deep breath in. I always say biggest breath of the day. And as we exhale, we're going to drop our shoulders and just breathe. Feeling where our feet are connected to the earth, supporting us, and a grounding cord running from the base of our spine, the root chakra, all the way down into the center of the earth. Your cord is as wide as your wingspan out, so your arms out from your body. And there may be a color that you see. You may not. There's no wrong way to do this work. And just breathe. Imagine as you're straightening out your cord where it's hooked at the base of your spine and all the way into the center of the earth, that you're safe, that you're loved, that you're capable, and that you are enough. And just breathe. Breathing in again. This time, just letting your body soften in the chair, get a little more relaxed. Breathing into any spaces or places that might be tight with cleansing energy of your own. And now focusing on the heart. Sometimes I like to place my hand on my heart chakra, the place of all knowing, the place of unconditional love, the healing presence, and peace beyond all understanding, calm in the midst of chaos. You can always return home to your breath. The head knows nothing, it circles around with the subconscious trying to keep us safe, when in fact that may not be the case. Built on old stories and old programs that do not serve anymore. And just breathe. The heart knows all. When we come from this authentic place, we can't go wrong. Even if it may seem like we're on the wrong path, we will be on the right path. Everything is for our highest good. Just breathe. Sending gratitude to ourselves for showing up, for getting out of bed at the alarm time, or just to be alive. Not just, but to be alive. Gratitude to our room, and then gratitude to the collective and globally as a whole. Setting intention for the next few minutes we are together of how you want to show up, or how you want to back away to let something else come in, or how you want to walk through the day, or something that you may want to remember about yourself, that you're capable, that you're enough. and that you're loved. Just breathe. Now, when you're ready, you may slowly open your eyes. Are you with me?
Yes.
Great, great. How is that for you?
Yeah, it was quite refreshing, and I could just have my, inner world come come to its own, balanced state, and I could feel myself, and I was so glad that I could do this. It was so refreshing. After the moment that I opened my eyes, I was like, wow, yeah,
Yeah, our body has muscle memory, just like we store trauma. The body keeps a score. It also remembers good things too. Like when you start to meditate more, my body automatically, even if I have one foot in, one foot out, automatically knows how to settle, right? And so
exactly.
it's something you can do in real time when you're in a situation where maybe you're getting a little tripped up, and just breathe the way that you breathe in meditation, deep, deep breath. And it's funny how your body will calm its nervous system, right? Fight, flight, freeze becomes calm. So I'm really glad you're here. Do you want to come up on the screen, or you want to stay no video?
Today I prefer to stay no video. Maybe
Sure.
next time I'll try to catch up with the video.
Okay, good. I think there may have been something I have to do, but I don't think so. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about shadow work. It's been coming up a lot everywhere, probably also because of the new year and within my own life as well. And it's really important because this is where everything stems from. It's not, these are the bad parts of ourselves, but they are disowned, meaning we haven't seen them, we don't really know, or there are things about us we think are not great, and we kind of like push them or don't look at them, right? For a reason, which is actually makes them, to me, grow bigger, and they still show up because it's stuff that I need to heal. So, exploring the concept of shadow work is really an essential step to growing and healing. And it's really about the transformative process. So, this is kind of like clearing the clutter, cleaning house, and being more familiar. And as time goes, there'll be other things that will come up to be seen, right? And usually, a really good indication of shadow work needs to be done is when you get triggered. And it doesn't have to be a big trigger. It could be just like, oh, I feel really uncomfortable, which is good. You want to feel uncomfortable because that's where we grow. But we have a lot of, it's like the juice. We get to go, oh, what is that? And so I had a situation yesterday where I had actually felt that. I go, oh, it's time for shadow work again. And it's actually something I've been working on for a really long time, but it's just morphing into something else, more like peeling of an onion. By the end of this class, I would like it that you could know how to do your own shadow work and why it's so important to integrate that part into your personal growth, right? So we're going to start here, and I'm going to talk about it for a minute, and then we're going to open it up. I've got some action items and some soul work, and then we'll close. How does that sound?
Wow, exciting. I'm open to it. Please.
Oh, great. Thank you. Um, so when we engage in shadow work, it really helps us resolve our inner conflicts because we get to uncover our unconscious selves. So they get to be seen as we get triggered. So it increases our self awareness, and we get to heal emotional wounds by doing this, embracing all parts of ourself, which is self love. The definition of self love actually really is taking this and the that, not being one being bad and one being good. We see it as good and bad from our mental constructs that we've learned, but actually they're neutral. It's what we put on them, right? It's the intention, which is so powerful, and it shows that it's so powerful. But if we embrace that, oh, I'm really sensitive, we'll just use that one. And that may seem like a folly to us, but someone else is not. But for us, our shadow is, well, where does that, it comes up and then I get triggered because of that, because of something I said. Is it my story? Is it, and this is where the extrapolation comes. And sometimes it's just being quiet with the awareness really, really helps and brings light to the shadow, right? Which and helps
Exactly. Yeah.
better versions to ourselves. So if we're exploring the shadow, our shadows often manifest in triggers, emotional projections, recurring patterns that keep coming back and back until we get to look at it. And there are always traits. Sometimes a way to think about it is things that we've judged or disliked and things that seem to hold us back, right? I'm not good enough, which is a card everyone, I'd like you to know, everyone holds in different degrees, right? On the spectrum. So it might be that it's laziness or anger or jealousy, too sensitive. These are actually things that we suppress, but under stress, they emerge, they come out. So I would like it if, in order to kind of go inward and not from the front of our minds, more from the back, and acting open handedly what we want to work on today, I would really, really strongly recommend that we are going to, and you'll do this with me, do another little guided visualization to see what wants to bubble up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So if you'll gently close your eyes again and take a very deep, deep breath in. And once again, I really like placing the hands on the heart. It's kind of right up from your breastplate here and up, right? The heart chakra. And I always can feel it, right? And just breathe. Now, I want you to think if there's a time that you had a recent situation where you really reacted strongly. And if you could step into that for a minute so you can feel, see what actually was making you feel strongly, right? What feelings arose? Remember, the feelings won't hurt us or kill us. It's the stories we attach to them, right? So if you can think about what feelings came up for you, and you might have to think for a minute because sometimes it's just straightward outward anger, but that's not really the underlying feelings. The feelings were, I didn't feel enough. I felt like a kid on a playground. I felt like my mom left me at school. Those kind of things, it's deeper, right? Than the initial adult frontal lobe trying to make it okay way, right? And when you have that, I want you to ask yourself, and first thing that comes to you is the right answer, even if it's gibberish, the right answer. And what do you think that reveals? So you ask yourself, what does this reveal about my shadow that I need to see? And let whatever bubbles up come up. Now, don't tell me what that is, but do you have that?
Yes.
Great. Now, I'm going to give you a couple minutes, not long, to journal about this. So I just want you to put the words that came up when you asked what wanted to be revealed. You might want to put the situation so you kind of know. That's not as important as what feelings came up. And what you noticed when you looked at your reflection. Just a couple words, not really lengthy. Just
I just realized that how well I just had an awakening about my own self-worth,
okay.
because I was always very much people pleasing and looking for validation, which was not important. I had to see my own self worth in that situation. That's what was important word that I could realize.
And it is peeling of an onion. So I'm sure, Shawaria, you've been working on this for a while because and then there's more. You're like, wait a minute, more? So I want to ask you a question about this, though. How do you think these feelings have been impacting your actions or dealings with people or relationships or your other feelings? How do you think this is impacting you?
it has impacted me in many ways where this situation particular situation where you told me to visualize myself and where I was in a situation where I was being questioned about my own self-worth. I just realized that I no need for me to seek any validation. Who I am is I am going to be, end of the day, I am going to be who I am, whether it is their own, business to whether accept it or not, it's their part. I don't have to worry about it. I have to just stop worrying about others' perception about me. I just have to be me. And if they accept it, it is going to be okay. If it is not so, then I just have to follow my own path where I am happy and I have to take a lead. I have to take an action. I have to be more self aware. And I'm trying to practice more self awareness practices, little bit, not much. I won't say that I am very much self-aware, but I am doing little bit of, small meditations and a little bit of journaling and I'm affirmations and mirror work and all that small stuffs where I have gained a tremendous confidence. And now I realize that no other one can define me. It's me who can define myself. So I am very clear on it.
And you're probably this. My guess is you're around the same age as I am, because most of us seem to do this work. As Carl Jung, I always say it wrong. Love, love, love. Um, about midlife, we tend to go back in to look, right? This is where we kind of not slow down, but we start to see things a little bit differently. And so I want to ask you, when you're seeing this now, can you think of recently a situation where this actually, like a real specific, very short snippet of how this ruled an action you took, or something you may have wanted to handle differently? Can you think of one recently?
There are been some incidents that recently has happened, which has made me do things in a different way. Where I used to be very, as I said, people pleasing and always seeking for others' validation. My decisions were based on others' ideas and others, outlook for my life, where I was not taking my own stand. And now I have started taking my own steps and decisions. That was a very big step, for me. And not if it is not a very big thing, but still, in whatever little way I am taking small actions, that is for myself. And I have realized that if I am not happy with my own self, I cannot make others happy around me. So that is something that I have realized, and I'm trying to work on myself.
Right. And so, they say you can't love anyone until you love yourself. And we say it for a long time until we really know what that means. And then we go, oh, right. And so, as you're
Yeah.
to validate
and
your,
and and especially I come from a background where I am from India, and I am basically I come from a background where we have a very strong bonding, family bonding, and we have a society where everything is like pre-designed. For girls means this is the way they should be living, this is the way they should get married, and this and that. But luckily, my family was very much supportive. They never had this sort of constraints on me, limitations on me. They were very open for the ideas that I came up with. Of course, initially I was also very naive and fearsome, and I have also done my part in a very different way. Could have been much better, but I have no regrets to put it in a way that I have evolved and have learned from each and every experience.
mhm,
My parents have supported me. I'm blessed with it. I'm grateful for it. So this is how my journey is. As being a single child, I have always seen many things that has sometimes been challenging, for whether it is from family point of view or for my own self. So
right.
as being a person from such background where the society and our relatives and friends, they do have major part in your life, where you're studying, how you're working, what's your marriage key plans, and this and that. I have never followed their path or their designs. I have My parents have given me that freedom to think on my own, take decision on my own. And though it was not very early that I was so matured, I was taking my own, you know, pace of time to design myself with such confidence. It took time. I wasn't perfect, but I have no regrets. I'm good enough. And now, as you said, I'm in a part where I'm like, my stages. I'm like, my parents want me to settle down, and matchmaking and marriage and love, and this is all the part of it stage where I am. But I have my own standards where I have set myself that this is who you are, whether other person sees or their family or the society. I'm
And
not going along with it.
right. And that's a whole nother class to talk about bringing in what you want after, as you've been
Yeah.
working on you. But I'm going to suggest some things. So for you to do, which you may be already doing, and it takes time. And I want to really put in the compassion and the kindness as we uncover, because they're little pieces and there may be more. Like I said, like I've worked on this stuff personally for a very long time, and it's just more peeling of the onion. And it wasn't until I was
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. I completely agree. It is a very powerful tool.
yes. So I'm going to give you one. Do you journal?
Oh, wow.
Do you journal?
I do. I do journal. Journaling in a sense that when I feel like some important things are not in a very regular manner, but once in a while I do have that
Well,
habit.
this is, I want to remind you in the journal, and even now, this isn't a place to make these things wrong or bad. They're just part of you and you're aware of them, but they don't have to dictate how you move through the world, right? They give you information about things to be healed, but that doesn't mean it goes anywhere. It's just you react differently, right? So the journaling is
Exactly.
good because you can look back and you can also see, oh, that's that thing again. It looks different though. Or you can also see how far you've come, right? I mean, all my challenges have been become my greatest gifts, and to see it on paper is pretty profound. And other things will also come in. So sometimes people think it's hard. It took me a while. Prompts are really good. We don't do shadow work alone because we don't necessarily see things clearly. So, therapist, coach, best friend who is familiar with the work, who can also step out and help you fix, because we can't fix it with between our own ears, right? Because it's kind of where
Yes, exactly.
broken, but it's not broken, but where we don't see well, right? It doesn't mean that we're not honest. It just means that we tend to have a skewed lens, right? So I
Yes,
tell my clients and the journaling thing like 3 minutes. And sometimes it could be just a couple things that you're feeling in the morning. And as you progress, the next journaling could be everything, get everything out. It's called a dump. They call it different things that a lot of coaches are very successful using, because it gets everything out on paper, and then you go into gratitude, but baby steps. So the first is just getting used to writing at a regular time. You can do it all day long when things come up. I do have something I carry with me, but I think it's great to have a practice, like a meditation practice as well. But that's another class, how to set that up, but very small, so we become successful. Because if it's too big, we do it for a while gung ho and we're not connected to it and we just don't do it. And that's why 90% of all New Year's resolutions don't come true. It's just kind of the same reason, right? We have to be connected to it, and then baby steps, right? Things that are really important. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah, definitely. I have just taken some realistic resolutions that I could follow off, because I know that resolutions sometimes we fail to follow. So this time it was just avoiding sweet and having healthy food and taking care of my health, like that. It was some simple things that I have tried to mention in my journal for this year.
So the whole point, so when you do that kind of work and you know, okay, so for instance, I want to eat healthier, right? That place, as you work your shadow material, you may actually think that you're not good enough to do that, or you don't deserve that. That's why shadow work is so important, because it also takes away the blocks in order for you to go forward and take little steps with accountability with someone to help you next step, and why it's so important to you. Not because you want to look a certain way, but because of how you feel inside and what's important to you with your purpose and your core values. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That's definitely true. Whenever we undertake something, we do have that sort of, self-doubt that sometimes comes in because we all are humans end of the day.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I just take some time for myself, and then I just have a little chat with my own self, and I just say, okay, it's all going to be all right, and you are going to, make it through. So this is how I do some stuff. Maybe funny, but that works sometimes, and sometimes I do mess up.
So I'm going to give you something else to do, and I'm going to have you check in with me in my just message me privately on LinkedIn
Sure.
about what you found. So from
Hmm.
today, from what you saw, the one piece of the shadow thing, I want you to write as you have that. I want you to put whatever that is on a post-it, and then I
Hmm.
want you to put on another post-it the opposite of that, or an affirmation. Can you do that?
That is the
Enough.
visualization technique which we did. You just want me to write down the shadow self of myself, which where I saw myself in that situation. If am I right? If am I right?
Right, and you can do that with anything that was giving you a tool that you can use. But for now, what I want you to do
Hmm.
from that place, so you now can
Hmm.
see what was bubbling up or what you saw that triggered you or
Hmm.
the situation. And let's say I'm going to
Hmm.
use an example, the not good enough card. Okay, so on
Yeah.
one, you're with the one that not good enough. So you know that's the shadow, right? Which you're not going
Yeah.
to hide or get rid of. It's just part of who we are as humans.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
going to put on another post-it an affirmation or the spiritual opposite, right? So for not enough, I would put I am enough. And
Yeah.
then this is homework, soul work. And then I would take that I am enough and strategically place on a post-it all over your house, right? Or
Yeah.
wherever you go, in your car, on the computer screen. It could be a screensaver on your phone. And because every time you see it, you are going to be reminded, your subconscious is also going to know, oh, that's safe. And it's going to start to change the pathways. It's starting to change the trajectory of our computer. The other thing stays there, but the other road gets bigger. And when you do this stuff, they can actually see with transformational coaching, they can actually see more gray matter being created in the brain because that's what we're doing. We're creating more paths. So if you take a post it and you post it that I'm enough all in different places, and after 3 days, you're going to want to move them because we stop seeing them. Like when you get a new piece of furniture and you love it, and the next day you go, oh, yeah, I did. Right? Because our minds start making it normal. Right? So I want you to do that for 3 days. But for right now, I want for one day, I want you to do that. And then I want you to check in with me and tell me what's come up for you or what you've seen. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can. I can. I will message you, as you
Great.
said rightly. I will just do the whatever the trigger point was. I'll just write and write opposite of it. I will write an affirmation, and I will just go through that stuff around me, and I will just let you know how it has really given some sort of vibration to me, and how it has been relatable, how it is livable, or how I could really experience it.
Right. And you know what? It might pop up in the next few days everywhere because you're looking, right? Like that's what we do. But I want you to keep the post. The journal can be for you and you can write till the cows come home, right? But the post-its I want to keep very simple because if it gets too out here, then our minds just want to make it's kind of like, oh, I have a homework assignment now. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to get all these things down. And then we've taken ourselves out of our feelings and we're not in that space of changing it.
No,
But
I'll keep it
what?
simple, like Oscar Moraza's theory. Simple is better. So
Right.
I'll just stick to it, and I'll just keep it very simple around me, and I will try to incorporate all of your tips, and I'll get back to you in a day where I will share whatever feelings or whatever things that I experienced
That would
after
be great.
doing
You don't
this.
have to write a big book to me or anything. Like it's okay. You know, it may keep it simple, but then I might help like move it, help you through what we see from that place. but it'll be interesting to see
True.
what you see in the next 24 hours because more will come in
Sure.
and more will be revealed. And I want to say, bottom line is be very gentle, be very compassionate, or it's like that once again, the snake that keeps biting its tail. And we step back into that story and we make that trajectory or that path even stronger with our beliefs now. So we want to start
Exactly.
stepping away from like witness functions. So we let the emotions and the feeling, like the story of why you got in this area of a shortcoming or a shadow or whatever. It's not a shortcoming, it's just a piece, right? So it's actually a place for us to look, right? And it's not about being wrong about it or the story around it. We get attached to the stories around it, but it's actually not what it is. It's the feelings we have around it. And those feelings are going to show up whether it was something that happened in the break room or it was something that happened on your driveway. If you look at the feelings, not the stories, they're very similar as we start to do this work. And then they tend to go through healing, but it's not linear. So something else might come in and you go, oh my God, whack a mole, it's there again. It's just, hey, it's actually giving us we're on the right track. There's more to learn. So we can be of maximum
Exactly.
service and really help from that authentic place like we have most of our lives, but we just didn't know that we had to do it from inside out because we didn't learn.
I should I just want to tell you I'm so thankful that I came today and I could connect with you. I could share some of my, experience and my thoughts and my experiences, my background and all. And you have been a great inspiring force. Thank you.
Thank
And
you. Getting goosebumps.
and
Thank you.
I'm open to everything. Like, I one thing I have learned is whether it is negative or positive, every opportunity gives you an learning
So
experience. You just have to be open, and I am quite
hard,
open.
right? Right. To remember that it's for our
Yeah.
because we get tripped up. So to be gentle, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, your audio rooms have been extremely insightful. I am not trying to be very nice to you. Honestly, I'm trying to, yeah, because I have seen people that when they are in touch or when they are in presence, they'll just try to, make things out of it. I have been extremely, blessed with some great contacts in LinkedIn who have been experienced and extremely talented, and you are one among them.
Uh,
And I whenever I had opportunity to connect with you or to be part of your event or audio programs or any place, I have been a person who has taken something worth from that event, that program. It has been a very worth sessions, and I'm so grateful that I came in touch with you. So grateful. Thank you.
me too.
I This
Well,
is from bottom of my heart. I want to thank you. As you said, yes, we all are in our own journey, and I'll try to incorporate whatever you today told me, and I will share my experience in day or, because we do share time difference, but I will message you for sure.
You teach me so much. I love you coming to my classes. I'm really grateful. I'm getting choked up. I love it. I learn a lot. I'm in the trenches too, and just maybe one step, you know. So I really, really do appreciate it and all the love and all the honesty you always bring to my classes. So thank you so much, and I'm going to talk to you soon. And
Sure.
with that, just in closing, I mean, I'd love to hear what bubbles up. I actually have stuff, so I'm going to be doing it as well. And I'll share with you
Ah,
briefly also what's coming up for me. And we don't do this alone, right? We don't. And we are a
yeah,
best resource. We just have to learn that and learn how, right? Because it
exactly.
is going bigger, going home, because this is our lives. And we're here for a purpose. I really do believe that. So thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. And I really
Sure,
appreciate
Michelle, and I hope you do well. You keep inspiring many. So just do whatever you are doing. My best wishes goes to you. Sending lots of love and light from India. And
thank
I am glad that I could connect with you. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has
you,
been
thank you,
great
thank you.
connecting with you.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
Sure,
Talk to you soon. Bye
sure.
bye.
Yeah, bye.
Once again, for everyone, once again, you aren't alone. And, you know, there's those people that you hear and so forth reach out, right? Because we don't do it alone. And we are our best resources. And a lot of us have been thinking it was outside of us, and it's not. It's inside of us. But we have to learn how, right? So, one step at a time. And remember, go big or go home. Over and out. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care.
Well,